A lot of people who call are afraid that their spouse is going to steal their stuff. While we can't keep a spouse from taking property out of an account, we can get an order from the judge as soon as we file any paperwork into the court asking that they don't allow that. So then if somebody takes money out of your account, even the joint account, they can be held in contempt for violating the joint preliminary injunction. That joint preliminary injunction is just an order that says you have to leave the money there. You have to continue to pay the bills that you've been paying, because that's another concern. For example, a stay-at-home mom who's taking care of 3 kids and her husband's working, if he were to cut her off financially, that's terrifying for her. So we get an order from the court saying he can't do that. He has to maintain all of the bills at the marital residence. He has to continue to keep her on her car insurance. He has to pay the bills that he's been paying until further order of the court. So that way, she's protected. It is important that you don't take money from an account to hide it or conceal it. However, there are times where it is appropriate to take money out of an account for safekeeping. When you have questions about that, the best way to protect yourself is to call an attorney and talk to them about your concerns with the assets. Let them know why you're afraid that the other person may take money, why it's important to you. What do you need from that money that's going to interfere with your ability to live if that other parent or that other spouse took those assets out of the account? So costs are almost always a concern when you're looking at not only the divorce and the divorce process and how much things cost to go through it, maintaining your life while you get divorced, but even after divorce, right? One of the things that we tell our clients is, number one, get resourceful. Use credit cards. Use family and friends for help when you need to. We can always address the financials in court later. It's not something that will ruin your life to get help temporarily. And the judges will look at the disparity in income or the difference in income and assets when they're making decisions on financials at the end of the case. Sometimes we can even get awards during the divorce process that require spousal support while the case is going on, or it could require payment of attorney's fees or other expenses that you have to pay and are afraid you won't be able to. If people say money can't buy happiness, they've never paid for a divorce. It's expensive, but it's worth it. Even scarier than being concerned or afraid of the unknown that's going to happen with your financial future, maybe even your financial current while you're going through the divorce, is the fact that you might not know what all of the assets are. And that fear of the unknown is real. We can use discovery tools. I use the word discovery tools because it's where we can have a bank or a company or basically anyone provide us documents that they keep. So we can get access to the financial documents. We have tools and courts will help us to get access to those documents. Hopefully, we don't need to go to discovery tools and the people will comply with the law. Whether it's your spouse or their attorney, they will comply with what's required of them and they will provide all of the documents that are necessary. Sometimes we have to look at the documents we have and we find ways to see where money's going that looks suspicious. That's also something that we look for when we review the documents that you do have access to or that are provided. Sometimes we get married not knowing what our spouse's spending habits are. It's commonly said that one is a saver, one is a spender. If that's true in your relationship, the courts will only consider that if it's marital waste, meaning that it doesn't go to the community. So your husband or wife can't take a new significant other on a Hawaiian vacation and have you foot that bill. But if you get a massage every day for 6 years and you pay $200 each, that's not marital waste. The courts are not going to consider who was the saver and who was the spender because you were saving or spending community assets. When you're looking at divorce, a lot of times we're afraid of what the financial future looks like. there's uncertainty in your life right now. You may be thinking about filing for divorce and afraid because you don't know. And that's a huge concern. If you give us a call, we're happy to help you walk through that. Talk about what we can look for in your case specifically, what your concerns are, and if there has been any marital waste that we want to address with the court.